Christians today love the book of Proverbs, and rightly so. It's a repository of wisdom and advice how to live life well and in a godly way. But there are certain ways that Christians misread the book of Proverbs. And in our introduction, we address these issues. It first of all has to do with genre. What is a proverb? How should we read it? What claims is it making? And the first thing we point out is that Proverbs don't intend to state a truth that is always true in every circumstance. That Proverbs are true if applied at the right time. And that's why you have what looks to be contradictory proverbs in the books. Take Proverbs 26:4 and 5. One of the proverbs says, "Do not answer a fool according to his folly, or you'll become like him yourself," followed immediately by, "Answer a fool according to his folly, or he'll be wise in his own eyes." And so some people read that and they go, really? How can they both be true? Well, again, it depends on the circumstance you're in. And you have to be able to read the circumstance that you're in. And this is just true of the proverb as a proverb. Even our modern proverbs function this way. My grandmother used to use proverbs all the time, and I remember when she was, on Thanksgiving Day, when she was alive, we'd go down, and I was a young person, we'd go have dinner at her house, and my mother and my aunt would want to help her cook the turkey, but she didn't want them to meddle, so she would greet them with, "Too many cooks spoil the broth." And then after dinner, when all those dirty dishes are piled up in the kitchen, she'd come bustling in and say to all of us, "Many hands make light work." And those two proverbs are in tension with each other, but they're both true when applied in the right circumstance. So that's the first thing to remember. The second thing is that Proverbs don't give promises. A lot of people read Proverbs as if they're promising something. So, train up a child in the way he should go, and when he grows old, he will not depart from it. Some people hold on to that as a promise, but that's not a promise. What it is it's telling you what the best route to a desired consequence is, all other things being equal. In other words, you as a parent, your role is to train the child in the way of the Lord. And therefore, it's much more likely that child will follow the Lord than if you don't. But it's not promising you that somewhere along the way the child might start listening to evil influences in other directions. And, of course, the book of Job helps us understand that the Proverbs aren't giving promises because, of course, in the book of Job, we have someone who fears God and is upright and blameless, but nonetheless he suffers. And the three friends are like those who read the Proverbs as if they're giving promises. And they look at Job and they say, "You're suffering, therefore you must be a sinner." And then just real quickly, the final misconception of the book of Proverbs on the part of some people, and some scholars too, is that it's just practical advice for the most part, and not theological. And in the introduction, we spend a lot of time talking about the theological significance of the book, but all I have to do is really cite Proverbs 1 verse 7, which says, "The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom." And therefore, wisdom itself is a theological concept.